So the RS4M comes in at £13, putting it in between the price range of like the QiYi MS / Maylong and the MGC at 11 and 15, and it's a reasonably nice cube. I think some people like it, but it's a bit weird in some ways. So out of the box, I found it definitely needed some setup and break-in. Basically, it took quite a long time to get up to a good standard. Originally it was just a bit slow and locky, but it's kind of lost that now, and it is pretty, I mean, it has a rough feel to it, but in the almost like a MoYu plastic version of the QiYi MS. And it has 45-degree corner cutting forward, but it's a bit lacking in the reverse, or so I thought, until I realised that the only 4x4 that has any good reverse corner cutting is the MGC 4x4. How much is necessary is questionable though. So it's not really lacking in reverse corner cutting, it's just like most 4x4s, they don't have much. So it weighs 139 grams, which I suspect is about, well, slightly heavier than normal, but then, yeah, even heavier than the QiYi MS. So it is heavier than normal, but it's not really a big issue. It's much heavier than the Maylong M, which is MoYu's other budget 4x4, and obviously it's bigger than the Maylong M. It comes in at 61.1 millimeters, which is, well, would have used to be small for a 4x4, but after the Yaosu WRM and MGC and Maylong, not anymore. So to recommend it to people, I'm not sure. I think some people will like it. It's worth a try, I think, for people who are willing to spend some money on trying a range of budget cubes. I think most people will probably prefer the MGC, but I'm not sure. And then I think it is slightly better than the QiYi MS actually. The QiYi MS, I mean, it's slightly smaller, so it kind of fits more people's needs, and yeah. But I mean, essentially it is a cross between the Maylong M and the QiYi MS in many ways. So I'll get on to some solves. So I guess it's time for my ramblings during the solves. So yeah, so QiYi have now released the Shadow V2M. We'll have that up for pre-order hopefully very soon. And this obviously raises the point that what are QiYi gonna do next? And I think this is the slow start of their next flagship series. So I do think we will see a new QiYi 4x4 relatively soon, within the next few months, and obviously a 5x5 and 7x7, because they're not gonna let the MGC series beat them. They're not gonna let things like the Yaosu WRM beat them. They are gonna make better cubes. So it's somewhat exciting because new cubes will be coming out. As for the budget cubes, I mean, obviously they're just almost the same quality as flagship cubes, but they are going to keep producing flagship cubes. The question is, when it comes to 4x4 though, I think they're going to have to introduce some customization, which I'm not sure how that would work on a 4x4. It just hasn't been done yet, and that's the big thing they're pushing on new 3x3s now, customization options, but I'm not sure how they can do that on bigger cubes. I just don't think it would work very well, but it'll be interesting to see, because otherwise they are going to have to make them very good. The Shadow V2M is going to have to be, well, I think quite a bit better than the MGC, like most people will prefer it, because otherwise it's just not going to sell, with the MGC 6x6 already being pretty good.